Yes. Welcome everyone to tonight's live. Thank you for joining from everywhere you are joining us from tonight. It would be nice if we get to know where you are joining from and your name so that we can connect with you because we love to do so. Well, thank you again for joining. And everyone that will join or watch the replay, we want to thank you so much and appreciate all of you. Thank you for always joining and watching. So tonight we have an interesting topic and we are continuing on from last week's topic. We remember the story of the couple that saved up money for a project to buy a property and they didn't buy the property. They were not able to close on that property deal because one of them, we will say, misused the funds, because that is what it is, no matter the intentions. Because, of course, the intentions were good, but the fund was mismanaged. And it wasn't made clear until the last day of closing the deal. And that's the part that we want to talk about today, the part of secrecy in a relationship. We will want to talk about the effect that keeping secrets can cause a couple or those in a relationship of any kind. So if you're in a relationship with someone, why would you be keeping secret? And if you keep secrets, what are the likely effects of that action of keeping secrets? This is our discussion point for today. So please get your friends, your family, share this live and let people around you know that we are live and let's have the conversation. So we continue from last week.
Yes.
And we have talked about communication as one of the things that caused the problem.
Yeah.
We are not yet talking about the true story, the effect that distrust caused between these two couples. Right now, we're just discussing the possible, the things that could have caused that scenario and the effects that it will have on other people if that line is told. So conversation and communication is important, but people can still be having communication and keep secrets. So they are talking about the particular thing, but they are not actually being honest.
Yes.
Or disclosing everything.
Yeah.
So the conversation is going on, but someone is, making decisions based on wrong information. And this can also happen in that situation. So he kept a secret from his wife that he was using the money. And the effect is what the story told last week, what we said last week. So they couldn't get the property. And of course, you and I know that it's not going to go too well in their relationship, at least for that period of time. So what would you say are the reasons why people keep secrets in a relationship?
I think people keep secret relationship because probably they believe if I tell the whole story, they will see me finish. So I need to keep some to reserve myself. I've given you everything. I don't have everything. I don't have any of my own holding. So I believe this is one area that I'm not going to tell you because I want to hold a particular area so dear to me. Or if you know everything about me, you've known me all. And I think I'm not going to tell you everything about me because I don't want you to know me all, which we are going to go into that, whether it's a good idea or whether there are times when it is allowed. where it could be done. So why the main reason people keep secret in relationship is just purely because they don't know how you are going to use the information they're going to give to you, whether it will affect them adversely or whether they will benefit from it. And I think it usually is the latter, because they think, oh no, I'm not safe in your hands, so I'm not going to tell you everything. I'd rather shush that.
Okay. I have a different idea as to why people keep secrets.
As always, you always have a different idea from my own. So it's allowed.
Okay. So my own opinion is different, and I'm going to just share it. So I believe that if you are in a relationship with someone, I'm not going to say if you trust them, because they need to earn your trust. But how much you open up and whether you tell them the truth or not will depend on how you value your relationship with them and how much regard you have for them. So if you don't respect them or have no regard for them or don't have regard for the relationship you have or you are building with them, then that might be a reason why you would tell a lie. Because we are not, it's not about disclosing things. You can tell someone about your innermost, secrets when you can trust them. And that doesn't happen the first week or the first month in a relationship for those that are not married. And even married people, it will take some time before you really can trust them in totality, because some people go into marriage as taking a risk, and they will start learning themselves and then building trust. But generally, if you enter into a relationship with someone, it's not that first day or week or month, and sometimes not the first year, depending on how often you interact or see or have dealings together.
Yeah.
So if you build trust, then you can start sharing things slowly until the time you can then share very secret things with them about yourself and your family. Other than that, it's just about telling the truth, being honest in that relationship, because you really don't have to share something you don't want to share.
But if you don't, what will it be that you don't want to share if you're in a relationship? Why do you want to share? Because it's not healthy to keep secrets in relationships.
So are you talking about intimate relationships like marriage?
Yes.
Yeah, but what we were talking about just before now is not marriage relationship or partners. We are not, it's not that. When it comes to people that are in intimate relationship or marriage relationship, there is no negotiation as to whether you share or don't share. I know that I said that for those that are married, some enter into it as a risk and they start learning themselves. But then that is the point. If you are not very sure and you enter because you want to try, usually those people don't also mind getting out if things are not what they anticipated it to be. But usually people that enter into marriage or long-time relationship because they sign up for life, usually they are sure. And even if the other party have some, behavioral differences and problems, they already know what it is or have an idea. And they are signing up that whatever it is, they are happy to carry the cross.
Okay.
And so in that situation, they will be happy to share their lives with that person. So in a relationship of that nature, marriage, the recommendation is that you don't withhold any information, because the way it is that the person had become you, you have become the person, two of you have become one. So why will you be hiding yourself from yourself? It doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah, if we really understand marriage to be like that, then anyone that is hiding themselves from themselves does not understand what marriage truly is. when you understand it, then you will know that whatever you are doing to the other person, you are doing it to yourself. And if it is not good for you, it's not good for them. So you will apply the golden rule in that situation or in that relationship. And then you will see that everybody will be okay, because everybody will be respected, everyone will be regarded, and you will want to tell the other person what is going on in your life or your daily activities. So I think that from the scenario that we are dealing with, there was no reason or justification for hiding that particular information. He wasn't hiding money. He was hiding the fact that he
spent the money.
He was using it or dipping hand into it. And it's for their own family use. They will still need to buy the things that he has bought with that money. So it would have been a case of them sitting down and deciding how much of it they are going to buy, what quantity they will buy, at what time they will buy it. For them, are they going to put hand in that purse to buy, or are they going to source for some funds from somewhere else? And everybody would have been okay. So the reason that he will be keeping that a secret from his wife are the things we are talking about. So they are already in a relationship, have children, they have a family. So why will somebody suddenly stop building together? So
I think another thing where people will stop building together is there are times when you think, or you believe, or from the look of things, you think you are the only one giving, and you are not receiving anything. And at that point, people can now choose to, do you know what? I'm going to reduce the way I give now. I'll withdraw the level of how I give. And that alone, in the process of withdrawing how much committed they are in that relationship, may cause them, knowingly or unknowingly, start keeping secrets that they wouldn't want to keep, because they believe they are the one who is, just like they are the one holding the relationship. So at some point they might feel, you know what, I'm doing too much in this relationship. I think I'm going to take it slower now. And the moment you start thinking of taking it slower, the chances of keeping secret will come in. And that is where the problem is, because one person believes he gives more. So the problem will now be, is it just an assumption that he gives more, or is it just like he believes he gives more and not really giving more? Or will it just be that probably he's giving more, this is what he believes, or she believes that he's the one paying more attention to the relationship, therefore I will calm down in all the whole thing and decided not to do anyone. And at such instance, the problem has started happening in the relationship, which may be a fact.
Okay.
Why are you laughing? So what I'm saying is making you laugh, eh?
No.
So you're laughing at me?
Not at all. I was just admiring Taja.
Okay, that's why she's laughing at me that I'm talking.
I was just so fascinated at Taja's appearance, and because
she's here.
She's here. She's always here, and I'm wondering, I mean, what did we do to deserve, and support? So I'm so pleased to.
You might need to come to meet.
I'm so pleased today, Ataji, that you joined. Thank you, as always. You know how much we love you and how much we appreciate you always being there and joining us.
Oh, Taja, I'm reading this. Do you know what? I love that. Look at today, natural beauty at its finest. This one, she almost threw it away. Because this is the way it is. It's natural beauty, but she likes it the other way around. And I've been saying, keep your natural beauty, is better than the other ones. But other times she believes something different. But I'm happy now that somebody can pick up that the natural beauty is better. And if possible, all those long things, we really don't need them. This is natural, better. than the other ones.
Okay.
Thank you, Taja, for supporting me.
I would have just scrolled up so that this part he will not see it. But anyway, it's fine. Thank you, Taja, for the compliment. I appreciate it. So I was talking about some of the things that Taja just put down. So because from what you were saying, it looks like you were trying to describe a man who has a lot of financial burden on himself, on his shoulders. So probably he is working so hard to save up the money for their deposit, for the purchase of their property. And now the onus is on him also to get the money for the other expenses that he was dipping hand into the set aside funds to use. And he was like, okay, I'm still the one that will have to get this money. So I'll rather put hand, or maybe he was ill and couldn't earn so much and all of that, and he became tired. So that could be a cause when someone doesn't have support, like Tasha put it. So if he was the only one that was contributing into that fund, or the only one earning, it might become too much that he will just maybe want to change the plan and think, well, rather than me, destroying myself with so much hard work, I would rather that maybe we don't buy the property this year, but solve these immediate needs. That could be one of the reasons he did what he did. But is that the reason he kept it a secret? No. So there is no reason why anybody in a relationship of that nature will keep it a secret, except that they have a different idea. They are no more in it for the long run or forever. And it could be that they actually had left that person in their mind, but physically present, because some people are there bodily, but spiritually out. They are no more together. So it could be that there is more relationship problem going on than anyone can talk about in that relationship or even admit. And that could be the reason why this will happen.
Yeah, the area I was talking about, people paying more, believing that they're giving more than the other, it's not only to men, it applies to women too, because sometimes, let's take, for example, typical, say for a woman who is a nursing mother, who is not working who's looking after the kids at home, maybe it's not going to work, but sometimes they are usually busier than the person who is going to work, because by the time do school runs, wash clothes, get lunch ready, dinner ready, and other things, the whole hour is gone, spent, and they may be feeling, you know what, I think I'm even doing too much in this relationship. And especially if they are not being appreciated, that alone is a big letdown. So in that situation, what they could do would be thinking situation whereby they would think, because I'm doing so much and nobody is seeing it, so I think I might withdraw some things. I may not give up altogether now, because at least I need to be alive to look after my children and look after even you, who is the husband, or the family at large. So at some point, things that they normally do, they may stop doing them. And if there are planned things, timetable for the family, if they stop doing them, they may be slightly keeping secret for not doing them. But that keeping secret is for a reason. The reason they keep that secret is because they felt unappreciated. So they believed, you know what, there's no point. I'll just do what I can. And if you ask, I will say something else. And that life goes on. So it can come the other way around, and it can come whether you are the one winning the bread. Actually, when they say bread, how do you win bread? The bread, do they win? How do they say win bread? Yeah, bread. How do people win bread?
It is a saying.
So why do we use it in today's world, breadwinning? I think winning something is when you go and play gamble or game, you win.
Why do you say earning a living?
Earning a living. You work, they pay you. You earn it because you put work. But to win bread, when they say somebody is a breadwinner, say you go to a shop where they are selling bread, you now give them this card. I want to play this card now. This is my card. Let's play this card, please. Please, I play this 2 card. Can win, give me bread. Where does that word come from, breadwinning?
But you didn't talk about living, earning a living.
Earning a living, you earn and live. Sorry for the digression, guys.
Yeah, so when you earn to live, then you win the bread because bread keeps you going, living. Bread is food.
I will just take it to life. You explain. I didn't understand it. I'll just accept you.
Never mind. Yes, thank you. Never mind. So let's not lose focus. We are talking about what possible reasons people can keep a secret from their significant other. That one, sir. Why is it called
significant other?
All right. So why do people keep secret to their
partner,
spouses,
wife,
or partners? So even those that are in relationships of like family, siblings, colleagues, why do people really keep a secret or become dishonest? Because it's a case of dishonesty that led to secrecy that we are talking about. Because this can affect a relationship and in some cases can lead to divorce or separation because trust is being affected. And sometimes some people don't ever rebuild trust and they go apart. So it's a serious matter that we are talking about here. It's something that can make or break a relationship. And so if your relationship is very important to you, you would have to pay attention to secrecy in a relationship or breaking of trust. So another reason that people can tell a lie is because they don't want the other person to know about their daily activities, to know how they are living. Maybe they have a double life, like Tasha put it, yeah? They may have another life outside the one that is known that they are living. So a lot of people that have issues, a lot of people that are dependent on something, on a substance, a lot of people that need money to fund another lifestyle other than the family lifestyle would most likely keep a secret. Because even if the fund is enough to cater for the lifestyle of their family, their known family, and another life they are living, they will still not want the people around them to know that other life they are living, because either they are not proud of it, they know it's wrong, and they know also that it's going to break their relationship, and so they are keeping it a secret. So you will find this in men and women who are involved in infidelity. You will find it in men and women who are dependent on substance, who have substance abuse and all of that, or people who are dependent on alcohol. You will find that because they need the money to do other things other than what their families are aware of that the fund is for. So in this case, it was family and household things that he was using the money to buy. But it could have been also that the reason he needed to use that set aside fund to cater for everyday necessities was because the money also for those everyday necessities is not enough. Maybe he was also using it or have other things, other expense that he had to use money for. And because of that, he run out of money for everyday necessity. It could be anything. We are not telling exactly all that happened with this couple, because it's a general thing that happened in most families today. And so we are just using them as an example to talk about what goes on in households. So this is one of the things I think. What else could we? Thatcher said financial instability. Yes, living a double life. Yes, change of plan, lack of support. We have talked about that. Confidence, maybe losing focus, which is also a change of plan, and all that. So those are some of the possible things. But I think that for you to lose confidence, if it is loss of confidence, something must have caused that. So it's an important point.
On various reasons, because let's say that each time I tell you how I feel, you keep pulling me down, saying to me, get on with it. It's part of life. Get on with it. It's part of life. Get on with it. I keep telling you that this leg hurts me. I don't know what's happened to the leg. You be saying to me, oh, maybe you need to lose on so many weights more because you've added on so much weight lately. That's why your back is hurting you. And so if another day that leg hurts me, I wouldn't feel okay to tell you again, because the first time I tell you, you said something that touched my confidence, that bruised me. I wouldn't want to say it again because I know you are going to tell me the same thing or something else. So at such case, the person will believe, well, I'm not going to tell again. I'd rather keep quiet. And that alone is very difficult to stay in a relationship where you are hurting and you cannot tell, because for the sake of being put down, for the sake of person not ridicule you, that alone is a big leeway to mental health. It's stressful. And on that note, people could do anything to avoid them bringing their self-esteem down. Because when we talk about confidence, we're talking about things that makes you who you are, the vibe, the gyration, the cuckoo. But if they are not there anymore, somebody's bringing it down, you don't fall your hand, and you might be thinking, there's no need somebody falling my hand when I need somebody to raise my hand up. So you decide to keep it secret yourself. So that confidence that Tanja mentioned is a very big one for me. What do you think?
So I want us to bring it down to, I'll narrow it around the subject, the scenario, the example we are using. So in the case of this couple, could it be that, or if I understand what you're saying, it would be something like maybe he had told his wife that he's not able to earn so amount anymore, because maybe he's not able to pick up the number of shifts that he picks for them to have that amount of money that they normally have to be able to afford this and afford that. Maybe he is not so healthy as before, or for some reason he wasn't getting that amount anymore, but his wife wasn't understanding. Or maybe he has been trying to explain to the wife that they don't have this amount coming in anymore. They may have to cut down on things or maybe change a plan, but she didn't get it. So he decided to just play along until the last day. Because sometimes I'm thinking that you might be right, because at the point that they were doing viewings, he knew that the wife would surely get to know one day. At the point that they got the lawyer and everything was okay, I mean, all the process was going on. What was he thinking? Was he thinking that he would not get to know, that she wouldn't get to know? I'm sure that he's away. So it might be, just as Thatcher said, a case of no confidence to talk about it, rather than, although whatever it is, it was still a secret kept, which is unjustifiable.
Secret kept in the sense that, look at it this way, possibly it could be that that guy has been good with managing money, we know, right? And over time, he made a mistake about managing money, and he was pulled down big time. And he believed, you know what? Oh my goodness. And now I've made this mistake, and I'm going to put aside this money to solve this family problem. I'm not going to tell her anymore, because if I tell her again about this, it's going to be a big pull down again for me. So my confidence of telling her about the mistakes I made with money is being bruised now. So I'm not going to say it. I'll keep quiet and look for a way to maybe orchestra shift, or find maybe spend money somewhere like your people there with some expecting money. Spend money somewhere, and when the money come, you put it back, and then it wouldn't cause problem, but it didn't happen. So that alone could cause confidence to go down, because he did not keep up to the promise, because he is good with money, we were told. But something happened, he's no longer good with money. Something may have happened that he didn't want to share, or maybe his ego has been bruised. He think, I'm not going to share. So for this reason, I'll keep it secret. So the main thing I'm trying to say is this, to be honest, if ego and people's pride is what they live for, some people can go any length for it. And when that is being pulled down, everybody would like to maintain it and keep it intact. When it's being pulled down, bruised and shattered, if you are the one who is the stressor, they will do anything to avoid you stressing them. So if it's not to tell you, they wouldn't tell you. And making ourselves stay in a situation whereby the person we live with, people who care so much about, wouldn't begin to tell us things about them, is very, very bad. It's not a good one.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm guilty of that anyway.
Okay, so I think that what we are all trying to say is that getting someone's confidence down could make them not open up.
That's correct.
To have the normal conversations that ordinarily they could have, because their confidence is down. They really don't know what the reaction from the other person will be, whether it will furthermore bruise their ego and pride. And they are trying to avoid a situation where they are let down because they want to speak their minds or express their feelings. So that could be a reason. And now we know today that in a relationship, we should make sure that we lift each other up rather than pull down. And that if there is a pulling down, it will affect our relationship, because somebody will not be forthcoming and will not have that conducive atmosphere to just be themselves and be able to share everything and not keep a secret.
That's correct.
So that's very good. Thank you very much. And thank you, Taja, for pointing that out. We do agree with you. So let me just go through before we talk about something else that can make someone live a lie. Yeah, so if a partner shows no understanding or lacks the general support, yeah. Okay, what do you think?
Lack general support, because
understanding, which is what we were talking about. If you are trying to make someone understand a point and they are not interested in getting it, so you might say for peace to reign, which doesn't really reign, because at the end there is no peace.
Crisis.
Yeah, you just in the meantime, you just do what you think will shield you for that period of time. Yeah, you are right, Taja. It's true. People do that when there is no understanding. The point for today is for all of us to know that it doesn't help. It may work for just for temporary period of time, but in the long run, it causes a lot of damage to the relationship, if not a break of it.
When you talk about the damage, the one that worries me the most is the stressfulness of keeping secrets. You know, when you keep secrets, it can be so stressful to the extent that you would like to remember what you've told your partner before, you like to remember that information, to keep it up, to make sure that your sentence doesn't change, because you'll be afraid if the sentence changes, then they will find out. In that process, it becomes so much work, because trying to be topping up the fuel,
servicing
it, yeah, it's so hard work, because some smart people who are this place, there, once you try to service a lie, they can pick up easily, and they will just get you, wait for you until when you finish, when you land, it will be like, Ikuchana. Oh, what did I say? Is that all? Have you finished? And then, but if there's something you did, if you didn't keep it secret, the way it is, the way it is. Take it up to the moon, sun and star. That's what it is. But when it's a little bit of secret, you find a way to make sure that you keep that secret, making it stressful, because you have to remember what you've told them, how to hide that particular thing, that information, how to make them not to worry about it, even when you know it is, they should worry, and how to make sure they don't find out, which you call servicing a lie. It's really hard work, to be honest.
Yeah. If you tell a lie, you have to keep telling and keep telling until it is uncovered, because it's very rare to find a lie that isn't uncovered for a very long time. It doesn't happen. So we know that one day is going to be out. So that is more reason why not to even go there, because eventually the person, if they don't care to find out, there are a lot of people that your business is their business, and somehow you step on their toes, they are singing anything. Some people also don't want your welfare. Some people don't even think of goodwill when it comes to them. Some people are actually wanting your marriage or relationship to break down for reasons you can never understand or imagine. They want it down, and they can do anything unless they don't have a hold on that information. If they do, you have further destroyed yourself, because one day you didn't say good morning to them, they will be revealing the truth. So there is no point really keeping a secret. And I know there are a lot of logical reasons why we can keep a secret, but my point is that if you really value that relationship, if you respect the people and regard those you are in that relationship with, you won't keep a secret. Let's take it this way. Every information that you share in a relationship is to serve as a foundation and a building block to build that relationship. So if you are not sharing, are you building? And if you're building, on what are you building? On the rock or on sand? Something like that. Because if someone makes a decision based on a lie, what do you expect will happen? It will never be a good decision. It will turn out to be a thorn in the flesh for both of you at the long run. So there is no point keeping a secret. Whatever you know, the other person should know it. Sometimes we don't know these things, and that's why we gather, to learn from each other and to understand what the general rules are, and also to understand the initial intention or the original intention of God when He put us in relationships, and especially when He instituted marriage, to know what does He have in mind. Because if we do, we will then know how we are supposed to manage it for it to work or to fulfill the purpose of God in our own lives or relationships. So God did not intend that two people in a relationship of that nature will be hiding things from themselves. Because, like I said before, it is as though you are hiding things from yourself. You know something, but you are hiding it from yourself. How does that work? It doesn't really work. So, and there is no need being in a relationship and not regarding the other person or trusting or respecting them. So it might happen, but quickly nip it. Just put it in check, because you're not going to have the best or amazing relationship if those things are not put in check.
Someone once said to me, well, this is back in the days of university. Actually, it's one of our criminal law lecturers said this to us in a class.
Willie Tolu
said this to us in a class. He says, sometimes it is very important to keep some aspect of your life private. Sometimes it is very, very important to keep some aspect of your life private. He said, even in a relationship.
Which type of relationship, please?
Marital relationship.
Okay.
So, which this now is going contrary to what we're saying.
But did he tell you why? Because I'm waiting to hear why.
I asked the question, say, which type should we keep secret? He said, well, things like your social media password and conversations you have with your friends. That sometimes some of the friends are friends you had in school when you were in school. Maybe your wife don't know them, or they are just old paddy bully friends that what you guys do there don't have to. Your wife shouldn't bother knowing it. I said, oh, it must be a dodgy thing. He said, no, it's not really dodgy, but I don't think it's something. Well, if she wants to know, she can know, but I think we can keep it secret. And then somebody in the class said, it looks like this tutor is hiding something from his wife. And we took it as a joke and laugh that compass. Now, while we are talking now, I just remembered and I write that down. So now, my question would be, there's a difference between, I want you to tell me whether I'm correct, keeping some parts of your life private and keeping secrets. Are they the same? Because the word he used was, it is important to keep some aspect of your life private. So now, is it the same thing as it is important to keep some aspect of your marriage life secret? Is it the same thing?
Okay, so I wanted to actually ask you why he thinks that his schoolmates or activities while in school should be a secret. Is he thinking or perceiving that it's going to hurt his wife, or they are going to have issues, or he's going to resurrect some things that were buried, or he's going to create some or wake up some wounds that are healing? Some of those things may be the answer to why because you just don't keep, what's the point keeping a secret if there is nothing that you are protecting? It's always something that you want to protect and keep sacred to yourself. And that actually goes a long way to say that on its own is wrong. You already know that thing, whether it's an activity or a thing, that it is wrong to engage in that action. It's already, if it's not wrong, there will be no need hiding it.
Yeah.
And even when people are doing something wrong, if they don't know that it is wrong, they still don't hide it, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
So what things we hide are the things that in our minds we perceive to be wrong. We know we shouldn't do it. That's why we keep it a secret most of the time. Yeah. And that says that you should take your hand out of it. Right. Because if you really value that relationship and want it to be long term, you should do things that will make it healthy so that it will carry on.
Okay.
So I don't think that there is any reason to keep secret. And if there is any reason, then we might be talking about reasons why that relationship should not continue if it has not started, why it should not start at all. And if it is already a marriage or something that is consummated, that has started, then it's a problem. And the problem is not what you are hiding. It is a relational problem.
Yeah.
Because both of you are having a problem with your spouse, or both of you are having issues with yourselves. That may be the reason why you want to keep a secret.
Yeah.
Other than that, there is no secret. The Bible said that they were naked and not ashamed.
Mm-hmm.
And so that also brings me to the issue of confidence. I know that it does happen, but I don't understand why there would be shaming and all of that with someone as close to you as that. If it is outside colleagues and friends, I can understand. But should there be such shaming of any kind, or mockery or all those things in a relationship of marriage or long-time relationship?
Mm-hmm.
I think not.
I still think so.
Anytime it's occurring is a sign of a problem that is deeper than the things that are seen. So if it's not a relational problem, it is that somebody is ill and need help, or that somebody needs some therapy, somebody maybe has some trauma they are dealing with, somebody is dealing with a past abuse, and is affecting their lives. And I think that if you are someone in such relationship, you should be pitying those people rather than, rather than make it like they are troublesome. You should be looking for help for them, helping them to access help because they need help, truly.
Yes.
Nobody is in a relationship that will want to pull down their spouse or make them feel ashamed, make their confidence go low. If it's happening, it's a problem that is bigger than the problem you are describing. Yeah.
That's it.
So what else we have talked about some things that can cause someone to keep a secret, and we are discussing its consequences along the line.
That's correct.
Is there anything else that we can talk about before we wrap up?
We've touched it already, but it's something about trust, because we understand that when you keep secrets, then it leads to the issue of trust. So we may like to touch some few things within 5 minutes.
Okay, so
on trust.
I'm going to take this. Is it possible that it's coming from a professional perspective? As a criminal law lecturer, if I caught that right, I don't blame him to think contradictory to what it should be. So what do you think? Let me take this also. Is it safe to say that no matter the reason he played like that in the example story, there are issues in a relationship that are rooted deeper than just finance? Of course, that's it. I totally agree with
Yes.
that, and that's what I was explaining.
Yeah.
So it's not about the money. There is something that causes the money issue. Always, is never a money problem. There is no time there is a fight over money in a relationship that the problem is the money. It's never finance. It's a relationship problem. And that's why we are helping people in relationships to manage their money so that they can have and enjoy an amazing relationship. So, thank you for that question and contribution. So talking about trust, this that we are talking about, secrecy, is a big, what will I say, relationship or trust destroyer. Yeah. So it is something that will not allow trust to build. And if you already had built trust, it's going to shatter it and bring it down, because there is no time somebody finds out, even if it is not that you're telling them a lie, someone that you are in such relationship with, if there is something, if as little as you met a mutual friend or a family friend in town and didn't share, it kind of does something in them. And that's especially if there has been a touch on the trust between two of you before. So let's just put it out there. If you are in a relationship and you have broken trust, or there has been a broken trust in your relationship, no matter who caused it, it is important that you pay attention to very little things, anything whatsoever. If someone had broken your trust, every time something flies past that looks like something, it touches your trust level. So if there is something like that in a relationship, make sure that you become intentional to make sure that, one, it doesn't happen again, and that you regain trust, because trust is not something you command, you earn it, and you earn it over time, which is why it's so important that you don't break it, because it doesn't happen in one day. So telling is a lie, or keeping a secret and thinking that everything will work out fine over time and time will take care of it, is a no-no in a relationship. Make sure that everyone knows what is happening with everyone, and that every information, sometimes things can skip your mind or your memory, but the moment you remember, don't say, oh, it's past, it's been days. If I say it now, it will be like maybe I was hiding it. No, all the same, say it. The time you remember it, say it, because if they get to find out another way other than from you, it's not good at all. And if your trust level in your relationship is affected, you have a big problem in your hands. So let's not even go there at all.
How about you make another video about this? Because you and I know that secrets do destroy trust in relationship, but sometimes they are unavoidable. So what I would think, if you could do, is how to move past those situations. It be something that would be good for audiences. What do you think?
Okay, so well, if you think that we should talk about how to rebuild trust, that's what you mean.
Yes.
So if you are in a relationship and trust has been broken, how do you get past it and still maintain your relationship? Or should we just put it in plain language? If you have betrayed trust, or your trust had been betrayed, is affecting your relationship, how do you avoid separation, divorce? How do you avoid the breakdown of that relationship because of that trust? How do you start trusting that person again? Or what things will you do to end that person's trust again? Those are the things I think you're talking about. Yes. So if you think that we should talk about these things, please do let us know in the comments, and we will prepare and talk about it and share it with the audience. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Tacha. Thank you so much. I think we are getting to the end of today's conversation, and it's been a pleasure having all of you Thank you, Tasha. Always. Thank you. So it's been a pleasure to have all of you and those that will be watching the replay. Please remember to tell us your name and where you are watching from or contributing from or making your comments from so that we can connect with you at that level. Thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like to say before we close?
From the perspective of criminal law lecturer, I'm talking to Taja now. Don't start. You know, I'm a law scholar. We are law scholars, so don't start attacking our criminal lecturer because I understand that because from the perspective of a criminal law lecturer, that could be the reason why he said to me there are things you don't have to say. So maybe to avoid you putting yourself out when it's not time, when it's not needed. Yeah, that's a good one, Taja. Thank you so much for coming out, and we appreciate you and everyone. God bless you all.
So I think that the lecturer is being logical. Probably. And using his number 6 to apply
as a criminal lecturer.
Yeah, so that is just being logical. But you know, logic doesn't apply in marriage.
What applies?
Marriage has a formula.
Which formula?
And it has its guidelines.
Bodmas or Pythagorean's theory.
Marriage has a guideline. The person who instituted marriage has a guideline. The guideline can be found in the Word of God. When you go there, you find the template to have and enjoy an amazing relationship. If that pleases you and interests you, then you should follow the template so that you can get to enjoying an amazing relationship. If it doesn't interest you, then you should be having your relationship anyhow or haphazardly as you like, knowing that there is a chance that you might hit the rocks. So if you don't mind taking the chance, then you should follow the guideline, which is God's ways and God's law and principles to manage a relationship. So thank you very, very much for all your contributions. Thank you. And Taja, we wish you a very good night and regards to your family. Thank you so much. And everyone, have a good evening.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Leave your comments and your thoughts and your opinions on the comments, and we will surely attend to them. If you have anything that you would like us to talk about, please do put it on the comments. And don't forget to share this video, like it, and so that it can reach other people. Thank you very much again. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Good night.